come up here. And you'll stand here.
Okay.
And we call this our bird zoom.
Okay.
It's literally you push right, it zooms in.
Okay.
Push left, it zooms out.
Right.
You have your tripod, and your job is to get any action like happening here in the infield, right?
Okay.
So Tim will kind of guide you through, but obviously just following the ball, or if somebody's stealing a bait. Welcome back to the Basha Bear Network. Today, Basha High School baseball taking on the Hamilton Huskies at home. Jaden Ricken alongside Tate Fitzpatrick joining us here for his first ever baseball game. Tate, we're glad to have you. Welcome.
And I'm glad to be here, Jaden. Really excited to watch this game today and see what Basha has to bring against Hamilton.
And we know it was a tough loss for Basha yesterday to Hamilton, 11-1 at the Huskies' den. So now they have a chance at home to make up for that. But we know these region games have been really difficult for Basha so far. We saw Castile, 2 losses to them last week. These are games that are so important when you start looking ahead to the playoffs. So what does this game mean for the Bears today, Tate?
Well, it's a must-win, obviously. If the Bears want to make a longer playoff run and even get in there, then they need to win this game. And if they want to do that, they're going to have to get some runs on the board in the early innings and make it a long night for the Huskies.
And last week, it was a cloudy day. The wind kind of picked up. Emmett Morris said he almost got blown away. He was really worried about all the rain. It's a completely different story today. It is hot. It's getting back into that traditional Arizona heat. So the climate of these games is starting to change as well. So that's something that both teams obviously are going to have to manage. As now we're moving further into April, and then in a few weeks moving up into May, which, as anybody who lives here in Arizona knows, is absolutely miserable.
It gets really hot, Jaden. I am not excited for that Arizona heat and not, quite frankly, prepared either.
Hamilton, though, and Basha, they are prepared, on the other hand, right? For a lot of these players, they're seniors, they're those upperclassmen, so they've been here before. They've played in the heat. Most of them have lived here, so they're going to be used to that, but still it's something that they're going to have to take into account. Basha High School, though, such an important game for them to win. We know that 11-1 loss yesterday was killer, a mercy rule win. You've got to win with some dignity today. That's got to be your number one goal.
And, I mean, it's hard to bounce back from that, you know, losing by so many points, and you got mercy rule, which means you didn't even play the entire game and you still got 11 runs scored on you and you only scored 1. But if they want to bounce back here, which I think they can today, they got to make sure that that doesn't get to them and they play like they have been.
And when they played Castile last Thursday, the biggest issue was getting people on base. First and second seemed to be fine, but Basha only had one time where they had a runner on third. They're not getting hits. Even if they get one the first or second, there's nobody there to follow it up, to help them get home. The defense was a major improvement last week. They were playing better in the outfield. There was only a few errors or mistakes. It's the offense that they really have to kind of step up today with.
And I can't wait to see them because I really think that they're going to step up today, Jaden. We see this batting order. I think there's some potential with James Cullen, Tyler Jensen, Parker Anderson, and Rowan Gilbreth, all in the starting 4. It's going to be an exciting game to watch.
And it's definitely a switch up from last Thursday in terms of their batting order. Jaden Campbell up first today. Last week we saw it was Chase Chanley. He struggled a little bit at the plate. He got walked on his first possession before in the 3rd and 4th inning getting out. So he's not had any on-base hits in the last week. This is going to be something that he has to improve on.
It really is, and if Basha wants to win this game or at least keep it close down the stretch, they're going to need some good hitters on their first 5.
And as we look at some of Hamilton's players, we know that this is going to be a really stacked lineup Basha's going up against.
Yeah, we've got Boston Kellner, Jaden Payne, Ben Ball, all of them on defense. And then we've got Jalen Payne, Chris DeSantiago, Noah Berg, and Brady Wise. Those starting 4 really heavy hitters there.
And with that, we will take a short break for the national anthem. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute.
And now, starting lineups for your Basha Bears. Leading off, playing center field, Jaden Campbell. Your catcher hitting second, Grant Smith. The left fielder hitting third, Clayton Cooper. Hitting fourth, playing third base, Parker Anderson. Your designated hitter hitting fifth, Tyson Mickey. Hitting 6, shortstop, Chase Chanley. Hitting 7, playing first base, Lincoln Demons. Your right fielder, hitting 8, Paxton Cook. And hitting 9, second base, Roland Gilbert. Your starting pitcher, David Richter.
Welcome back to the Basha Bear Network. Once again, you're watching Basha Baseball live. Today, the Bears taking on the Hamilton Huskies at home. Up first to the plate for the Hamilton Huskies today is Boston Keller, the shortstop. Pitching for the Bears, as always, number 11, David Richter.
I can't wait to see what these Huskies have to offer, Jaden. Obviously blew out the Bears in their last matchup, but we'll see how the Bears can bounce back from that destruction yesterday.
There's pride on the line. I mean, it's a rivalry game. Not only do you not want to lose a game ever, you don't want to lose to one of your in-school rivals that's just a 15-minute drive down the way.
Yeah, there's really a lot on the line for Basha tonight.
Well, and on the other side of town, speaking of which, Basha softball over at Hamilton today for that other Basha sport. If they lose today, there's a chance that they will not make it to the playoffs. So must wins for both sides of the bat today. And as we get ready, Keller will step up. .95 degrees. See if we hit 100. First pitch. Strike one.
And that's a good showing by Basha right there. Strike, first pitch of the day. Nice.
Foul ball. A decent start so far for Richter.
Started off a little bit like this last game too. First 3 innings, Basha was only down 2-1. They just need to make sure that they don't fall off after those first 3 innings.
ball one. Richter a little outside on that one. And a foul ball headed straight for our behind-the-scenes studio. Keller swing and a miss, but they'll call it a foul. Keller wants to take a swing, and he does. Had another foul.
Something we've seen on this opening, pitch, right? There are a lot of fouls right now. Hamilton's going to try and swing and hit some home runs today, I'm going to assume.
Well, after a 10-point victory yesterday, you know they have it right past Richter out to second base, and they get him out in time. A good showing for the Bears as they get out one against Boston Keller.
And that's big for them right there. Momentum starting to shift a little bit their way. Maybe Hamilton was a little bit too overconfident coming into this game. We'll see as the game progresses more.
And up next for the Hamilton Huskies, number 1, Jalen Payne, the center fielder. Payne's someone you got to watch out for, Tate. Ooh, super outside ball there from Richter. One and one. Richter straight down the middle and an easy out at shortstop.
Too easy out for the Bear right now. Great start to the game. Let's see if they get this third out here. I wonder if they're going to try and attack them on the offense, trying to really hit it out of the park on one of their first pitches.
No, they're going to try to not hit it out of the park, Tate. They're going to be like, let's hit it inside this time. We're feeling generous. Richter, it was a close one.
Yeah, but it was a great frame by Grant Smith in the catcher position.
Ben Ball up to bat, swing and a miss for him. Richter trying to pitch a baseless inning as another foul ball will happen for ball.
I mean, and something I've been seeing in this game, Hamilton's not afraid to swing, Jaden. They're not watching the strike. They're swinging at the ball no matter what, even some balls they shouldn't be swinging at.
Ball out to third base. Nice little bounce, and will he be safe? He's out. Basha preventing Hamilton from getting a run in or anyone even on base in the top of the first inning. A great showing if they want to have a different story from what happened yesterday, as now we move down into the bottom of the first, Basha's first time at bat. Jaden Rick and Tate Fitzpatrick on your coverage of Basha High School baseball today. Now here in the bottom of the first, a great top for Basha. No one on base after David Richter pitched perfectly. And now we're going to give a chance to the senior center fielder, Jaden Campbell, his first time at bat today, and a little switch in the batting order from last week against Castile. Strike one for Campbell.
That one looked kind of a little bit too far inside, but great frame again by the catcher.
And pitching for the Huskies right now, number 21, Dean Thomas. Strike two for Campbell.
And this is just something Basha cannot afford. You have the momentum so far in this game. 3 quick outs last inning. You need this hit here.
Campbell gets a high foul ball, and that'll be out number 1 for the Basha Bears. Campbell just couldn't get it outside of the park.
He dropped it.
Did he?
He did drop it.
Big fence in my way. That's on me.
That was a surprise right there. Nico Linville. Excuse me. That would be Bo Berg. Got mixed up on my numbers there.
Counting's hard. Emmett struggled with that last week as well.
Oh, you mean strike?
Campbell, a second chance, and a nice ball keeps him alive just a little bit longer. Thompson, fast pitch down the middle. Campbell out to third base, and he misses it. A big hit from Campbell, but an even larger miss from Sammy Garcia, the third baseman.
And that's just right where you want to hit the ball right there, in between the third baseman and the shortstop, right in that sweet spot, gets him on the base. First person on base this whole game.
And Campbell last week against Castile came in. They switched him out to be a runner on first, but we didn't really see him hit. So already showing that he deserves that first spot on the batting order. Up next, Grant Smith. Smith tries the bunt. Will he get there in time? He's got the speed, and he won't. Just a little bit too short. And, wow, a bunt already, Tate.
Yeah, but the good thing about that bunt, even though he did get out, his teammate got to second base. Now he doesn't have to run, but he can if he wants. A little bit better position on the field.
We do know, once again, we mentioned it pregame, though, for Basha, their thing they struggle with the most is once they get runners onto second, it's sometimes third if they even get that far, it's getting them home. Clayton Cooper with the hot rod-esque bat. And that one's going to ride the foul line for Cooper. Strike one. And right now, Thompson throwing some hittable balls.
Yeah, he really is. We've seen 2-3 foul balls that really were close to being fair. We saw that first hit. He's not really pitching too great right now.
And Campbell leading off of second, gets back in time. Good field vision from the Huskies. Bottom of the first, no outs for the Bears. One strike for Clayton Cooper. Cooper, nice, wide open line drive into the outfield, and Campbell's going home. Does he get it? Yes, he does. Jaden Campbell sliding for the first run of the day following the hit from Cooper.
And there we see that speed that Basha, we've said it all year long, they've got some speed when running the base, and we see Jason Campbell, going from second all the way to home really quick.
Jaden Campbell, such an athletic player. I've actually known him since I was playing sports. Me and him used to play flag football together back in the day, and given his speed, you wouldn't probably be shocked to know that he played wide receiver. So he's always been that athletic kind, and as I mentioned last week, they put him in as a designated runner, a switch. His speed is his biggest asset, and he puts it to great use. And, ooh, super inside pitch there Thompson a little rattled as Parker Anderson gets his first ball. Runner on first, no outs still, bottom of the first. 2 balls now.
And Dean Thompson not having a great inning.
No, not at all. You got to wonder how tired some of these players get after playing these doubleheader games 2 days in a row. And 3 super inside pitches as Anderson may end up getting walked.
3-0 count. I mean, if you're the batter, you're loving this right now. I'm just thinking what's wrong with Thompson right now.
And there comes the walk, 4 pitches. Oh,
Strike was called there.
really? That is
Kind of looked like the pitch before. Didn't really look like a strike.
I mean, I don't know if you give the props to the framing there or just whatever it may be. Calls a strike. Now a 3-1 count for Anderson. And that one says, I'm going way outside. All right, I'm switching it up as Anderson will take the walk. Now the Bears, no outs, a runner on first and second as we see Ty Mitchie stepping up to hit in place of David Richter.
Left-handed hitter here, kind of throws the pitcher off guard, but as we saw last time he came up to bat, I mean, it doesn't really matter, it looked like, for that last at-bat for Thompson.
No, I mean, those were horrible pitches from Thompson. Not a single one even looked close to being in the batter's box. And that one, aiming for the feet. Nice little breeze coming into the Bear Den here, trying to cool us off. We started at 95, slowly going to approach 100. Thompson keeping an eye on Cooper at second. He's got to focus on his pitches maybe a little bit more instead. Good pitch, but an even better hit from Mitchie over to second, and what looked to be a really good play suddenly turns into disaster for the Bears as Mitchie's hit will end the bottom of the first. Basha, though, getting a runner home, and while I think they still had more potential, I think you're going to be happy with the positives you're taking away from that run from Jaden Campbell.
Yeah, you really are. Off to a much hotter start than last game. You had the 3 easies out on the top of the first, bottom of the first, got a run in, would hope for a little more, but that double play just stopped them in their tracks.
And the positives that I mentioned is, I mean, Basha was getting hits. We know that they usually, they're a little bit hesitant to swing. The hits are going their way today. They're being smart at bat, and it's working. Top of the second inning right now. Basha getting ready for their second time on defense. Currently up 1-0 over the Hamilton Huskies. Top of the second inning, Hamilton, nobody on base last time. And strike number 1 for Blake Gonzalez, the designated hitter for Dean Thompson. This one gets a little bit of air on it, and it'll be a foul anyways.
And we're seeing like quick pitches by David Richter here. getting the ball out of his hand quickly, making sure that the batter doesn't really have time to reset after each pitch.
And Richter, he's been one of those longtime varsity players. Even if he hasn't been pitching every game, he's been around that varsity culture since his sophomore year. Ball 1 for Gonzalez, a 1-2 count. Two and two.
Both of those a little outside. Let's see if he adjusts more central on this pitch.
And that one out to left field. Will Basha get there in time? Oh, and they do. The heroic catch caught by Clayton Cooper.
And right now, Basha 4 out, 0 people on base. They're having a game right now.
Sammy Garcia, he had that big miss out at the bottom of the first that allowed Campbell to get home, or allowed Campbell to get on base, excuse me. So now a chance to make up for that with his first appearance at the plate. Great pitch. Excuse me, ball.
Looked like a strike from up here to me as well, Jaden, but a little bit high.
It's just a little high on the framing. And that one, I mean, it's opposite day today, Tate.
That one looked a little outside. I'm with you on all these pitches, Jaden.
1-1 for Garcia, and a big swing. Should be routine. How did he catch it? Oh, wow, at the fence.
Cooper Clayton having himself a day already.
Yeah.
2 outs in a row right there.
And he has to work for both of them. I said routine, but that one really went closer to the fence than I expected. He was ready for it, though. I wasn't.
Some warning track power there, Jaden. Got it all the way out there.
Richter giving his guys the pitches he needs right now. Bo Burge up next, number 23, the first baseman. Burge. And a quick second inning. David Richter on fire right now as the Huskies once again yet to get a single runner on base as we move into the bottom of the second.
The Bears on the field just on it right now. 6 outs, 0 on base. What a day they're having.
Bottom of the second inning, Chase Chanley, the shortstop, up to bat. And already gets some action way out into left field, and he's going to go for second. Chanley against Castile last week got on base through walks, so now he actually gets on with a hit. Chanley following in the footsteps of all of the batters in the first inning for Basha.
I mean, and what a hit by Chanley there, far into left field, just where you want it, running on that line. Great hit.
Yeah, there was no air on it. You know, it was a great ground ball that just kept going. So now Chanley at second, Lincoln Demons up. Chanley gets back just in time. We know Basha loves to lead off on second.
And that's part of their speed, right? They're able to get and steal bases when they lead off and get there quickly.
The wind cooling everybody off still. Ball just a little low.
Dean Thompson so far in this game not having a great one. Last inning, almost every one seemed like a hittable ball. Right now, we got one hit, one ball. We'll see how he goes.
And a 2-1, excuse me, 1-2 count.
Great framing again by Noah Berg. He's doing a great job back there.
See if Demons takes a swing now with 2 strikes. And they'll call that a ball. 2-2. He wants this one. Thompson winds up. Ooh, almost took out the third base coach.
And that hit had some power behind it, Jaden. If that one went straight, that one might have been gone.
Oh, he's got an arm. He's going to be swinging at this one. Thompson taking his time, lets it rip way outside.
3-2 count. Nobody likes this count right now, Jaden. Who would you rather be, the pitcher who one more ball and it's a walk, or the batter one more strike,
is that
you're
even
out?
a question? I'm taking Demon's position right now. He wants to hit. He's got the power. If you're a Basha fan, you've got faith he's going to hit this one, and it's going to be a rocket. Demons, there he goes. Does it ride the foul line? And it does.
Almost a big hit, just like you said.
A lot of Basha's hits so far have been to that left side of the field, right? They're all kind of slanted over that way. Demons, you know, just prolonging the time at the plate right now.
It's a long at bat right now.
Thompson, almost every single pitch he's thrown, Demons has gotten his bat to connect with. He's got to make a switch up here, try something that Demons isn't expecting. And he might have almost been able to take the walk there. Just probably wouldn't have been able to breathe if he took the hit.
Yeah, that one was way outside, but who knows the way that this ref has been calling it, if he would have called that one a strike.
And we're going to have a meeting at the mound. Being an umpire, it's got to suck for this one reason. Here's why. Think about wearing that mask in Arizona heat.
Oh, that's the only reason?
That's it. I mean,
it's not the backlash from
no,
the parents
it's
or
not.
anything?
No, totally not. Just the heat. I mean,
Oh,
that's
okay.
so brutal. And the backlash, maybe. All right, maybe a little. Demons has had so many chances here at the plate. He's got a 3-2 count. Chanley on second, and he tips another one. Well, does he? Yeah, they're calling that one a foul.
That one looked a little high. Might have been able to get a walk right there, but
He wants to swing. He's not going to not swing at any of these pitches right now. He's swinging at anything that comes his way, and I don't blame him.
I mean, you can't look at that third strike, Jaden.
No. He's confident. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Out number 1 as Demmons finally takes his plate back in the dugout. Up next, Paxton Koch up to bat, the right fielder. Still Chase Chanley on second base after his monster line drive out into left field. Thompson still at the plate. He got his first out of the inning, and now he gets a nice little pitch there. 1-1. Taking his time. We saw some pitch clock violations last week. And Koch, foul ball. Ooh, Koch's bat like stopped mid-swing. 2-2. Koch potential to send Chanley home and take a 2-0 lead here. And out to left field. Is it out? No, it is not. That is the second out now for the Basha Bears, as Koch couldn't make it over the fence.
He was close, though, and if that one got over, that would have been huge for the Bears, putting them up 3 runs and with only 2 outs in the inning, or 1 out in the inning. But now caught there by the left fielder, Nico Linville, and 2 outs right now. The Bears need something if they want to come and bring him home.
Last one here in the batting order for the Bears, Rowan Gilbreth, the second baseman. Basha making it all the way through in just 2 innings. Jaden Rick and Tate Fitzpatrick, you're watching the Basha Bear Network, Basha High School's one and only fully student-ran broadcast. We appreciate you guys dealing with all of our little quirks that come along with being high schoolers. Just goes in front of Chanley, escapes the shortstop. You couldn't ask for a more perfectly timed hit there from Gilbreth, as now we're looking at Chanley on third and him at first.
What a great hit there. Perfect right in between the, right in between the third baseman and the shortstop. Again, that's what we saw in the first inning, one of those hits. Now we've got a person on first, person on third. We'll see how good this hit is coming up by Jaden Campbell.
And this is what I mean when they get runners on third, they have to be able to bring them home. This is a must bring home situation. Campbell swing and a miss on the first one. He's looking for it right now, Tate.
He really wants to get a hold of that ball and just knock it out of the park.
Bottom of the second, Bears up by 1. Dean Thompson still the pitcher for the Huskies. Oh, and a big miss. Going for home, and he gets it. Chase Chanley with the steal. And Jaden Campbell out at second after the miss from the first baseman for the Huskies, Bo Burge.
And that's the leadoffs we see right there. Those leadoffs, they cause errors in the defense. We see an overthrow, and then Paxton Koch, is able to run in and get the points.
Ooh. They're calling that a ball.
Close one there, at least as I saw it.
Campbell, another swing and a miss. That's his second strike. They got that runner on third home. And look, that's what we ultimately said is the most important thing for them right now. But Campbell still now a chance to send Gilbreth home. Ooh. And that's going to end the second inning. Basha, 1 run in both so far. The Huskies yet to get on base.
Yeah, and for Basha, already up 2 points, more than they were at all last week. I'd like to see them just keep on doing what they're doing on defense. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Oh,
I mean,
look at you, Mr. Analogy.
6 outs with 0 people even gotten on a base.
We're not going to say it. You know, we're not going to say what everybody might start thinking if Richter performs at this level. But it's there in the back of your mind. Tate's looking confused, which is a good thing. It means he's not going to accidentally jinx it. Stay tuned when we come back in a minute. Once again, you're watching the Basha Bear Network, Basha's one and only student-ran broadcast. Make sure you check out all of the content we have to offer here. Just click on the little channel icon down below this video. You can find our weekly news shows where we cover everything going on at Basha. Also watch our sports podcast, Table Talk, hosted by myself and Gavin Wilson. We interview not only Basha athletes, but people involved in that high school sports scene here in Arizona. Tonight at 8 p.m., we have an episode with Just Chili, one of the biggest sports guys around the town, talking about the Open Division football changes, how the Open came about in the first place, and kind of what it's meant now that it's going to be only 6A teams. Once again, that comes out at 8 o'clock. You'll find that on our channel. There's some fun little bits in there, too, if you're not all football. It's a great thing to watch if you want to be a little bit more educated about high school sports in general, but we still have a ton of other things on the channel for you guys to go out and explore. So just go click on the icon, look, see what we have. Who knows what you might find, and stay tuned for more baseball and softball. We'll be back for girls softball against Horizon on Monday next week, and then for baseball, we'll be back, of course, next Thursday against the Chandler Wolves. Now top of the third, Nico Linville up to bat. He had a big miss. Strike 1. Linville. And there goes the perfect game, as Linville is the first Husky to get onto base with his hit out into right field.
And that's big for the Huskies. Of course, only a single, but when you get anyone on base, especially when you're in as big of a drought as they've been in, it's huge.
Yeah, it's getting the ball rolling, right? You need something, get someone on base. You're near the end of your batting order, right? You've got some batters who've been waiting. Their arms are ready. They want to take some swings, and so anybody on base could be a threat, as we get a bunt from Noah Burge, and they fumble. A big error there. The miss coming from Basha, Parker Anderson, and now Hamilton runners on first and second. This is a big change from what we saw in the first 2 innings.
And you just can't let them get the momentum here. We saw last game, just in that second inning, Basha was down 2-1. And after that, Basha didn't score another point, and Hamilton went to win 11-1. You can't let them get any sort of momentum, or else they're going to end up killing you in the end.
And now the last batter for the Huskies, Cole Burge, the second baseman. A lot of family members for the Huskies, you know. You talk about teammates being family, but they literally, 3 of them are brothers. Oh, into the stands.
Almost caught.
And someone almost just got a souvenir. Good thing he's not on the team. It was in his hand, and then he dropped it down into the bleachers. Strike 1 for Burge. See if he takes another hit. Trying to make the play at second. Won't get there in time. Close game. Bears up by 2. Top of the third. The temperature, we thought it might go up. It's starting to cool down a little bit. Another bunt and an excellent one. It goes nowhere. Burge gets out at first, but now you've got runners with Linville and Noah Burge on second and third.
We saw 2 straight bunts here. We'll see how the Huskies approach this next batter. I wouldn't expect to see another bunt here, but they surprised me with that one right there. We'll see if they try and hit him home or bunt and just try and get the bases loaded.
Back at the top, Boston Keller, the shortstop. Back in the first, he got out. See if that switches it all this time. Richter still pitching a pretty good game so far. We saw, a little bit of a switch up at the beginning of the third, but he's kind of dialed it back in, and that's to be expected. Outside. Another ball. Chance for a big play here. 1 out right now. Keller, plenty of room to work with. And a low pitch there from Richter. Outside, third ball now for Keller.
Richter, not the best pitches this at bat. We'll see if he can reel it in for these last 2, but 3-1 count so far.
Yeah, and these are pitches that are important when you have runners on third and second. Big miss. Strike. All right, 3-2 for Keller. A chance for Richter to kind of reel it back in. Ooh, excellent. The dagger striking out Keller with a beautiful pitch straight down the middle.
And that's what the Bears needed on those last 2 pitches there. Still no runs. Now, might be jinxing it here with the player on second and third, but we'll see if Richter can keep his scoreless game going.
Yeah, jinx it, Tate. Richter dialing in right now, back-to-back strikes. Jalen Payne, he also got out during the first. Two outs, top of the third. A 1-1 count for Payne. Richter waits. That's a nice pitch and a big foul out to another zip code.
And that's second or third ball that's almost hit our producer Timothy Seal over there.
His head's so big, I'm surprised they've missed.
I mean, some big foul balls in this game.
Making the play at second. Oh, that was close. That's the closest Hamilton's been to getting out when leading off so far. They were not ready for it that time. It was just too long of a turnaround from Richter. And Richter thought that was it. They're going to give him the ball instead. Nice pitch. And there comes the out. Right place, right time. Great plays there from third base and shortstop. And Richter able to maintain his scoreless game, making up for it there at the end of the top of the third.
I mean, what about the entire Basha infield? They've got a guy on first and second, and they were able to get all 3 outs before even one person could get home.
Basha's defense, they've been on fire, except for yesterday, but they turned it around. You know, the offense too. It's everything Basha could be doing to improve their game. They're doing right now. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute. Basha Bear baseball live on the BBN network. Jaden Rick and Tay Fitzpatrick providing you your high school coverage of the game. Grant Smith up to bat as he gets his first strike here in the third. And Tate, this being your first ever baseball game you've commentated, Smith pops it over the fence. How you liking it so far, Tate?
I mean, it's not too bad. A little hot, a little more hot than I would like, but some of the games coming up
so
are going to be even hotter.
Yeah.
But I've been liking it so far.
Yeah, you can. Anytime you're not in an air-conditioned place, you complain, Tate. I see how it is. Your first time out in the elements.
What?
Not used to this. Grant Smith, a 0-2 count. Smith, nice hit over to shortstop, but he will probably get out, and he will. First out for the Bears here in the third. So welcome Clayton Cooper back up. He was on fire. I mean, he's had one great game so far, and we're only in the third, Tate.
Something to note, the pitching mound, we've got Sammy Garcia up there instead of Dean Thompson. Switching up the pitching.
A strategic switch. Dean Thompson not pitching the best innings he's had, right? We know that the first two, excuse me, every ball was hittable. Strike one for Cooper. Already a little bit of a switch up in the pitching this time with Garcia there. Oh, 0-2. Big switch up, Tate. First ball. Cooper tips it out.
At least we know he's not afraid to swing, right? First three pitches, he just looked right at him, but that one he finally swung.
Another foul, Cooper. Hitting them all over. Ooh, and Cooper takes the hit. That's got to sting, but he'll take the walk most definitely. And, you know, we're so generous with our shout-outs, Tate. So let's shout out our assistant producer today, Christian, who just delivered us some water out here in the scorching heat, bless his heart. One out for the Bears here in the third inning. Parker Anderson up at the plate. And he'll take the ball.
The umpire is now convening in the middle of the field.
So specific. Anderson doesn't get there in time, and the double play will move us to the top of the fourth inning on this hot Arizona day. Basha still in the lead by 2. The Huskies yet to get anyone to home plate. Top of the fourth inning, Hamilton searching for an answer as we will soon reach the halfway point through this game. Bend ball, strike one. Out to third base. Will they get it in time? And a routine out. First one here.
And this Basha defense just playing incredible right now. Top of the fourth, still no runs allowed. Just a great showing by them.
Blake Gonzalez up at the plate. Beautiful pitch from Richter.
And he has not slowed down, Jaden. All 3 of these innings, and now I guess this is the 4th one. He's been pitching like crazy.
1 ball, 1 strike right now for Thompson. Excuse me, for Gonzalez. Gonzalez. Pop fly. And there comes the second out.
And just nothing going for Hamilton right now. we said it early, if Basha's defense could hold them like this and not let them get on base as they had last game, then it could be a long night for them, and
Yeah.
that's what it's been.
Sammy Garcia pitching, now batting. Framing must have been a little off on that, as Garcia will get a ball on that pitch. One ball, one strike, top of the fourth inning. No one on base right now as the Basha Bears lead by 2. Strike number 2 for Garcia.
And if you're Hamilton right now, you just cannot afford a third strike. You already have 2 outs this inning and 0 runs to show for this the entire game. You need to get at least on first base, hopefully a bigger hit though.
Knock it out of the park right here. Garcia, he's pitching, he's batting. So who he is. Super far outside. A 2-2 count. Richter lines up. Lets Garcia get a little air on it and out into the right field as he will get onto first base.
Beautiful hit right there, right over the second baseman stop, in between the right fielder. Just a great hit.
Still here in the top of the 4th. Bo Burge at the plate. 2 outs right now for the Huskies. And what's been a pretty Basha-dominated game as Richter lets that one loose. Out of strike for Burge. And Tate, I mean, Richter just excellent right now.
He is hot right now, Jaden. It seems every pitch is a strike, and not really one you can hit really easily either.
The runner on first, 2 outs. He makes the play. Good job getting back from Garcia. And the framing, excellent. I mean, what looks like an inside pitch up here. He's getting all the strikes to fall. Ooh. And with the fumble, Garcia going to second.
And that is a rare mess up by this Basha defense that's been playing so well this game so far. But we'll see how Richter, excuse me, how Richter can bring it back and hopefully get a strike on this next pitch.
Foul ball. Garcia on second. Burge still at the plate. A long appearance right now in the Huskies. 2 outs here at the top of the 4th. Way out left field. Is it out of here? Oh. about a foot short, and Hamilton will get the run with Garcia crossing home plate, their first score of the night. Bo Burge making it happen.
And I mean, just a great hit by Bo there, able to hit it all the way, hits the fence before even the ground, just almost out of the park. Great hit.
I mean, that is just, you're going to be happy you got your teammate home, but man, that's something that would keep me up at night. Man, I was just like a foot away, an inch away.
We see Grant Smith, the catcher, telling the outfielders to shift right because there's a lefty batter up.
And Nico Linville got something in his eye. And they're going to resume play. Still 2 outs for the Huskies. The Huskies now with 1 run to Basha's 2. Ball.
Richter can't let that last hit get to his head. It looks like it might be,
No.
but he's got to reel it back in.
Overreacting. He's fine. Like I said, he's been around the block. That one. Nice.
Here you go.
A strike that Basha needs right now. Trying to kill Hamilton's momentum before it starts to snowball. All right, 2 strikes now. A chance to send us down to the bottom of the 4th. A way different story from Basha's 11-1 loss to Hamilton yesterday. That one, a ball. And it's just the framing right now. Richter's pitches are almost going to the same spot. It all just depends right now on where Grant Smith is setting him up. And there comes the walk. Linville on to first. Burge on second.
That's Richter's first walk of the day. Now bases not quite loaded, but got a man on first and second. We'll see how the Bears can bounce back and try and get that 3rd out.
Burge. Two strikes. Runners on first and second. Hamilton finally getting back into the game this inning. Burge. Is it in the park? And a big drop from Grant Smith. Could have closed out the 4th.
And that is killer for both momentum and really just momentum there.
Oh,
yeah.
So nice, had to say it twice, right? Say it.
Yeah.
Luckily, he didn't let up any runs or anything with that, right? You know, with it being that close to home, nobody was feeling risky. Hamilton right now has runners on first and second base. They have 2 outs. Hamilton with, as I mentioned, 2 on the bases, 1 on first, 1 on second. High out, left field. Is it out? See ya! Noah Burge out of the park.
And just like that, Hamilton has taken the lead against the Bears. What a hit by Burge. Just insane.
And the celebration at the home plate, the namaste. And Hamilton, sometimes you just need a little spark. And now the Huskies adding some more runs, taking that lead. This 4th inning, a completely different story for the Huskies right now. Another ball. Burge ducking another ball, and Richter has let off 3 in a row. And that's his 2nd walk of the inning, and you've got to wonder, is he going to stay in the game much longer, Tate?
I'd assume he'd stay in, Jaden. He's carried him this far, but just looking back to last game, of course, 11-1 loss, but if you look at the way the runs were divided between the innings, we see in the 4th inning there were 4 runs scored, and that's really when the tides tipped in and went a lot more to Hamilton's side. So we're seeing this again in the 4th inning, Hamilton kind of gaining their foothold.
And there we go. Richter will exit the game. A great start, not the best finish, but an overall positive so far for the Bears, as we will see the first pitching change of the day for the Basha Bears. And as Basha starts warming up their next pitcher, we will await one of the longest 4th innings I think I've ever seen, Tate.
Yeah, and I think it's the right time for Basha to switch up the pitchers here. Richter, of course, like you said, started hot, but cooled down a lot right there as we saw 3 runs get scored, or 4 runs get scored really quickly. So I think it's a really good idea to just let him sit and bring in a new pitcher.
And pitching up next for the Bears will be Sawyer Palveski. A runner on first right now, still top of the fourth, 2 outs. Top of the fourth. Ball 1 on Keller. One and one. Second strike, and Palveski changing it up immediately, Tate.
And 2 beautiful pitches in a row right there, right down the middle.
Let's see if he can finally put a bookmark on this top of the fourth, where we've seen Hamilton go from nothing to something.
That one looked like a strike there, but a ball called. Unfortunate for the Bears.
That one. And a play at second, ultimately, is what will end the top of the fourth.
And what a play by Grant Smith there, making that throw all the way to second base. And that's a great out to end the inning.
Well, to end the top of the inning is now we move down to the fourth. And I don't blame you for forgetting, Tate, because I think that was a 20, 25-minute top of the inning. Like, that was an extremely long inning, especially not to happen, you know, in an end-of-game situation, right? And now we are officially halfway through. Basha versus Hamilton live here on the Basha Bear Network. We appreciate all of you tuning in and all the support you guys bring as the Huskies made a comeback, and now Basha is going to have to be the one with their back to the wall. They want to make up for that 11-1 loss they had at Hamilton yesterday. And the beginning of the game, spirits were high, and it was looking great, Tate. So what's changed now that Hamilton has flipped the script?
I really think it was just that one hit early in the fourth inning by Hamilton that really flipped the script. You made Richter, excuse me, keep on getting that wrong. You made him kind of lose some momentum, lose some morale with that one hit that went deep into left field. And then to follow that up, you get a home run out of the park, 3 runs in. It's just hard for Basha to come back from that. And it's lucky that they did with that great play by Grant Smith.
Ty Mitchie, he ended one of Basha's big plays previously. We'll see now for his next at bat if it can finally be a different story. Ball 1. That one framed up beautifully. Mitchie gets a little air on it and an out pass first into the right outfield, and he'll be safe.
And this is what Basha needs, just a little bit of a momentum swing. It doesn't need to be big right away, but just a couple hits, singles, maybe even doubles. Just get that momentum back, and then you can start winning this game again.
Chase Chanley, he was a monster in the second, now in the fourth. We'll see if we see that same beast. Bright green bat in hand. Strike 1.
And Noah Bird just been framing the ball great the entire game. Some of these pitches look like balls, but were called strike because of his quick glove.
Way out left field, and that will be the Bears' first out here in the bottom of the fourth. Demons back up. Low ball. Another low one from Garcia. That one. Beautiful.
Great pitch there by Sammy Garcia, getting it back after 2 straight balls.
Two and one count, bottom of the fourth. Bears with 1 out. And Demons in prime territory right here. And he'll take that walk.
Here we go for Basha. 2 people on base now, first and second. We'll see now as
Paxton Koch steps up. I love Koch's back. We've got to talk about it. If you're, you know what Arizona Tea is, right, Tate? You know, it looks like that. I don't know how else to describe it. I think it's my favorite bat on the team. I know we do a shoe of the game for basketball.
we got to start doing bat of the game.
Bat of the game right there. Paxton
mean,
Koch, the first winner. Just wait till this is as big as the Emmys in a few years. You don't think it will be, Tate?
I do not think it will be, Jaden.
Okay. The world needs more positivity and less negativity.
Oh, I got to start telling you that in the mornings, Jaden.
Garcia still at the mound. This one gives Koch some room and right past him out into center field as Koch gets to first. And Mitchie is at third. 1 out for the Bears here in the bottom of the fourth inning as Rowan Gilbreth will step up. He made a big play earlier. Excuse me, and Rowan Gilbreth will not be stepping up this time. Basha going to make a substitution. And this time they're sending in Jackson Ellison.
That's a big change here, coming with the bases loaded. We'll see if he can hit one home here, and a grand slam for the Bears would come up huge in the end.
No, they would need a big play for that, Tate. Ellison whacks at it into left field, and the substitution pays off as Basha's gonna go for 2, and they're bringing them all. Will they get all 3? And they do. Ellison making the play.
And that is just what Basha needed. Couple of singles, a walk, and then that dinger into left field. What a hit. gets 3 RBIs.
And while not a grand slam, Ellison will be at second. And Basha now back in the lead by 1, winning 5-4. And Tate, I know you've made a lot of great points so far. And I think now Basha back on top. They're going to ride this high, and I think that this momentum's going to carry through for the rest of the innings. Campbell up at bat. Runner on second base right now still. Campbell dodges it. Give him a ball. I was talking to Emmett last week, Tate. I think you got to lean into some of that. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to hurt, but put the team above yourself. And you are sweating right now.
I don't know what it is. Usually I don't ever sweat this much.
I know you never get cold. You at least want to admit it. Campbell foul ball. But you, in the heat, I don't.
Definitely do get hot, Jaden, yeah.
I mean, I've seen you in near sub-zero temperatures, and you're fine. But we get into the 90s, and it's like you're going to lose 5 pounds after the game.
Yeah, well, we're the opposite, Jaden. You know, I've seen you in near sub-zero, and you are nowhere near fine.
Campbell, this one gets some air on it, but it won't be enough, and that'll be an out in right field as we see Ellison go for the steal, and he gets it. So now 2 outs, but a runner on third. And so once again, thank you for tuning in to the Basha Bear Network. Jaden, Rick, and Tate Fitzpatrick, and this close rivalry game between the Basha Bears and the Hamilton Huskies. A makeup game for the Bears, revenge story after losing 11-1 yesterday. And now up by 1, a runner on third. We'll see what they can do. And Grant Smith gives the fans a little something to take home. The sweat's in Tate's eyes now. He's struggling to keep them open. Smith takes a strike there. And that one into the ground. He'll take a ball. And Tate, I bet right about now you're wishing that Basha High School is one of those schools that had the luxury of having lights so we could have some night games where you're not absolutely dying.
Okay, Jaden, okay.
What? Oh, and it stays in. Ellison's going to go home, and Grant Smith rides that fine foul line, and he'll get the second. A big play for the Bears, getting another runner home here in the fourth.
In this fourth inning, we've seen so many runs scored. Is that number 7 for them? Huge inning for both teams.
And we've got a ball game completely unlike yesterday right now, Tate. And Clayton Cooper walks up as we will restart the game. Bottom of the fourth, still here, and if you feel like we've been here forever, you would not be the only one. Strike one for Cooper, and that one looked a little outside to me, Tate.
Yeah, that one was a little bit questionable, but we've seen some questionable calls already here today.
Cooper, and that one right over my head. 2 strikes for him, and 2 outs for the Bears still. A runner on second base. You can see Smith leading off there on second. And Smith fakes the steal. Then he gets it anyways after the error there at second, and now a runner on third. And all Cooper's got to do is get a nice little power on this hit, and Basha's going to take home another run.
And that's the second time this game we've seen the Hamilton defense falter on one of those throws, go over the head, a little bit of an overthrow, and Basha has capitalized both times with the steal.
Just don't forget, though, that the Bears have 2 outs and Cooper has 2 strikes. And that one, inside ball. That one into the ground. Smith gets back in time. He had to hesitate there. Now a 2-2 count. Ooh, and Cooper stays alive a little longer. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We know he's clutch. We know he's a monster hitter, a great left fieldsman. Will he rise to the occasion? Here we go. Cooper takes a swing, left field, but the play is made. Basha will not get another run in, but a competitive 4th inning to say the least, Tate.
Yeah, now I could finally say it. The 4th inning is finally over, Jaden. 8 runs in total scored. I mean, what an inning.
One of the longest 4th innings I think I've ever seen. Not that, you know, I've been watching baseball for 10 years, but you know what I mean. And Basha in the lead by 2. They're not giving up quite yet. And we'll see if we can continue to have some good pitches come in still from Palveski after he switched for Richter there at the top of the 4th. And welcome back, top of the 5th inning. And Basha making it a point to not give up.
Oh, and that pitch was coming in with pinpoint accuracy right there.
And Keller batting again. And the heat, everyone's feeling it. It's all the more reason you guys should be tuning into our streams. And Keller struck out at the plate, out number 1 here in the top of the 5th. That one way outside for Balveski. Ball 1 for Payne. Payne takes a crack at it, and that'll be a foul. 1-1 count.
All of Palveski's balls right now just going straight down the middle. He's on point.
That's a great point you make, Tate. Still think it might be a long night for the Huskies.
Maybe.
That one into center field. And a great catch there. Jaden Campbell making the play.
And that's 2 quick outs by Basha. That's what we saw the first 2 innings right there.
A return to form. And maybe that extended rest in the dugout helped a little bit. Ben Ball up next. Ball 1. Strike 1 for Ball. And a 1-2 count. Palveski been pretty consistent as well, kind of mimicking how Richter was at the start of the game.
And that's what a loose arm can do for you, you know. When you're getting in one of your early ones, your arm's not tired, you could have some really good pitches.
And that'll even out the count at 2. No runners on base, 2 outs, top of the 5th. Basha in the lead. And while the framing kind of looked good from our angle, they're going to call that one a ball. Ben, 3-2. And he's got something in his eye.
Oh, I know that feeling. Looks like some sweat got caught in his eye.
I literally don't know how you can see right now. Like it looks like you just dunked your head in like a bowl of ice.
I need to get one of your hats.
The sun hat? Oh, yeah. Ball, swing and a miss, and a quick end to the top of the 5th. Palveski stepping up big time. Welcome back to the Basha Bear Network, Basha High School's one and only student-ran broadcast network. Jaden Ricken alongside Tate Fitzpatrick. Tate today decided to kind of drench himself. Cut day for Tate. Going to lose at least 10 pounds after this game. And Basha High School in the lead right now. A 2-run lead, Tate. And I don't know if you've been able to see any of the runs, but they've been pretty good offensively, which has been a turnaround from what we've seen previously.
Yeah, I have seen them, Jaden, just for your information. And they really have been, especially coming off this 6-game losing streak they've kind of gotten themselves into. Having a pretty good game so far, 6-4, like you just said. They just got to bring it out and make sure they win it in this final stretch of the game.
2.5 innings remaining. Is this a record for the hottest day of the year? Like, is this? I mean, would you know, weatherman?
I would not know, no.
Okay. Ooh, foul ball. And that one might have scared you at home as it came straight for our camera. Parker Anderson giving you guys the 3D shot. And 1-1. Takes another one, and that's going to be an out for Anderson. Oh, or not. There's a life lesson to be learned there, Tate.
What's the life lesson, Jaden?
Okay, well, 3 people went for the ball. None of them communicated, so they all thought the other person was going to catch it, and then nobody did on an easy catch.
You know, that happened to when I played Little League. That happened to me once, and my dad called us the Three Stooges because we were all just standing there and watching the ball fall.
Nice.
So that was pretty good.
Your dad's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Low ball. It's a beautiful day for baseball. If you love the heat. That one outside. And Anderson yet to hit, 3-2 count. Ooh, inside, Anderson takes that walk.
And that's something the Bears have been doing a really great job of this game, choosing which pitches to go for. They've been walked multiple times, and they've just had a really good eye this game.
Now we welcome the lefty, Ty Mitchie. He made a big play back in the 4th. The designated hitter, for David Richter. And he goes for the bunt. A nice one, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. And Mitchie will get out at first, but we see the great play there, capitalizing on the moment as Anderson goes for second. Bottom of the 5th, 1 out for the Basha Bears. And now big man, Chase Chanley, stepping up to the plate. If you're a pitcher, you can't sleep on Chanley. Ball 1. What are you noticing so far here, Tate, the switch up between Thompson and Garcia at pitcher?
Well, Garcia, I feel like he just brought a new momentum to this team. Thompson just wasn't hot to start the game, but the bringing the new pitcher, I feel like, really helped the team get out of the mindset that they were going to be down, and with him in, they're still going to stay down, which no insults to Thompson. He was just having an off game today.
Chanley. He's got 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the Bears have 1 out right now. A runner on second. And Chanley gets another foul. And another ball for Chanley as he extends his time.
This is something we've seen from both Thompson and Garcia. Getting up early on the count, you got 2 strikes, but then once you're there, throwing a couple of balls and getting it way closer, even walking them sometimes.
And Chanley pops that one up right above second base. And that'll be the second out for the Bears here. Still have a runner on second with Anderson. And a long time, no violation yet. And all for nothing as he throws it straight into the ground. And he hesitates for the strike on that one. Another ball. Demons 1 strike. That's all that matters right now. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. And pounding it into the ground. They don't make the play at third, but they do at first, and that'll mark the end of the 5th inning. This one substantially quicker than what we saw in the 4th inning. And once again, we appreciate you all tuning in to the Basha Bear Network. Jaden Rick and Tate Fitzpatrick. And now just 2 innings left. And Tate, what have you noticed that's making this difference for the Bears today that wasn't there yesterday?
Well, the difference is just they came into this game with a different mentality, I think. They came in, first 2 innings, got a run in each of them. 4th inning, they got 4 runs. They've just been bringing it to Hamilton no matter what the inning it is.
And I think something else we've seen is consistent pitching, right? Even with that switch from Richter to Palveska, they've been pretty similar in terms of their pitches, right? We haven't seen crazy out-of-control ones. They both have been pretty dialed in. Hamilton on the other side, not so much, right? I think really that truly has been the difference maker. We're starting out the game with Thompson, who couldn't get anything to go down the middle. That switch now to Garcia has definitely been, in my opinion, what's helped the Hamilton Huskies get back into the game.
Yeah, and something that the Bears have been doing to make sure that the Huskies couldn't get too far into the game is the quick outs. It was the first 3 innings we saw, and then the last one in the 5th. They got 3 quick outs right in a row, didn't even allow somebody to be on base, and it was really huge for them, able to get back into their batting.
And 2 innings left now, down by 2. Hamilton now a chance to step up to the plate. And what are you going to be doing differently? Are you swinging at everything here? Are you going to play it conservative? What would you do in this situation?
Well, I wouldn't change what I've been doing all game long, right? You've been able to look at the pitches pretty well up to this point, but if you're Hamilton, you got to start swinging a little bit more at some of those contested striker balls.
All right. You heard it here, Jaden Rick and Tay Fitzpatrick, as we enter the top of the 6th inning here on the Basha Bear Network. Basha High School's one and only student-ran broadcast network. We appreciate you all for tuning in and showing the love. And the strike to start it off.
That's when you got to start swinging at if you're Hamilton. Down by 2 going into the 6th inning, you got to start trying to get some bigger hits.
And Gonzalez with the strike. That one is going to be a nice single base hit there as he gets over to first. For Hamilton, that's that aggressive swing you're talking about, Tate, right there, and they're hitting it into the right spot. They've got just enough power on it, and even if it's not, you know, a double or a triple, they're going to take a nice single hit like that. Now Garcia, Hamilton's back up. Strike 1 for Garcia.
We've seen a lot of these foul balls go really far over the back today, Jaden. You wonder why that is. I don't know why.
I would love to tell you, Tate. Trying to make the play at first. Not in time. One strike right now for Garcia. And you could hear that from a mile away. Mark that as 2 strikes now. Perfect pitch. Going back for it at first again, trying to catch Gonzalez sleeping over there. And high school teams love to lead off, Tate. It's, you know, their speed is probably their biggest advantage. And so they're constantly trying to just get that extra base. And that one, nice into center field. Garcia makes the beautiful hit, and now runners on first and second with no outs. Hamilton trying to make a comeback.
And this is how it starts, getting those hits just on base. You don't always need that home run. Of course, you would always like it,
Oh,
but
of course.
you don't need it every single hit. But here you got to start trying to warning track power, hit it out of the park.
And Bo Burge, once again, his 3rd time at the plate. Monster hit in the 4th. It was what allowed that 3-run play to happen. And so you've got to be concerned a little bit. Obviously, nobody would ever admit it, but you got to be a little concerned here. Palveski got to, you know, make sure you don't give him anything. He will take a swing. Ball 1. And that one just a little high. Looking at second, Burge gets a nice hit. Oh, and a big error. And now Hamilton gets the run. 6-5 Bears, but Hamilton slowly eating away at that 2-run lead, and they're going to take it one step at a time.
And that's something the Bears haven't done all day long, those errors. That was the first one I've really seen all day from them. Saw a couple from Hamilton earlier, but that one's killer. Allowing a run in the 6th inning like that, you just can't let it happen.
And now Linville take his chance. But first he's going to go for a little jog, talk to the third base coach. And for Basha, you want to close out this game one because it's been a long week, 2 days in a row. It's hot out. It's not like the cloudy overcast we had last week. Temperatures were a little lower. As Emmett Morris said, we saw some April 1st spring showers, whatever that means. But we've seen cooler temperature. This week it's different. You're going to feel that change. You don't want to extend the amount of time you're spending out there. Good pitch. Strike one for Linville. Runners on first and second. Yeah. Potential there for Linville to let that go, but he decides to take the foul, strike two. And a lot of looking there at second base. They're ready for the steal, and that one inside. And Tate, is Basha starting to lose control a little bit?
We'll see how this pitch goes right here, but, I mean,
ooh, and another outside one.
Palveski seems to be throwing more balls.
And strikes.
The defense allowed an error. It seems like it might be tipping Hamilton's way. Basha still holds that lead, but we'll see if that shifts at the end of this inning.
And inside again and again, but do they make the play at second? And they do. That was a great job of getting back.
And that's the second time Grant Smith making that throw from his catcher position all the way to second base.
Yeah, and Izzy, and they're saying that he, okay. And he does head off. Just had to talk about it a little bit. But that was every single pitch. Basha was looking back at second. They were ready for it. They caught him sleeping, and that's a major mistake right there from the Huskies. That might come back to bite them. As they get the first out here. And another foul. Linville, he's at batting practice right now, just hitting everything. That one goes nowhere at all. Those type of hits, always kind of impressed me. The fact that you can hit it and it goes nowhere, I mean, like, I don't know, that's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little bit weird how the ball gets hit on some of these.
It's just Nico Linville not giving up. One out for the Huskies here, top of the sixth. Watching high school baseball live here on the Basha Bear Network. And Linville out to right field, and a big drop there. And now Hamilton, they're going to push it. And they'll stop at third and second. Nico, he took his time. Probably had about 10 or 11 hits there and finally gets one to go out to the right field.
And that's a big hit right there. Paxton Cook not quite quick enough to get to that ball and catch it. Just
He's
unfortunate
also got
for
the
the
sun
Bears.
in his eyes too. Think about the way Basha's field is positioned is it aims right into the sun.
It can either help you or hurt you depending on which part of the field you're on, you know?
Why don't they just, never mind.
It's like the Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah. I don't think Jerry Jones designed Basha High School though. Now Noah Burge, the Burge trio, dominant so far, and a beautiful strike.
And that's something we need to see Palveski do more often if they want to keep on winning this game. He needs to keep on throwing that down the middle, quick ball right down for a strike.
Nice. Oh, they're gonna call it a ball. I don't. That one was close, maybe a little low. 1-1. That one way outside. 2-1. I don't know how well, it picks up pretty well. Such a beautiful backdrop, and maybe that's why they decided to set up Basha's field this way. The superstitions out there, it's a nice brush. That one inside, back and forth between inside and outside, and is Palveski losing it?
Is a pretty good background. Love the superstitions back there.
Palveski got to dial it in. And Burge will take the walk. All right, Tate, one out, bases loaded, and they've got one of their best hitters in Cole Burge about to step up, unless they switch him out, which they could do. And we will see another pitching change for the Bears, their second of the game. And Parker Biltheimer. I'm sure if I say it wrong, I'll have 1,000 people let me know, so. Once again, stay tuned after the game, releasing at 8 p.m. tonight. We have episode 9 of season 2 of Table Talk with Just Chili, one of the top Arizona high school sports scouts/analysts, where we discuss the open division football changes with him and kind of just the way sports media works for high school, right? And kind of that growing field. It's dropping at 8 o'clock tonight here on the Basha Network channel. Just go below the video, click on our icon, and you'll find it. It's a good one, folks. It's a really good episode. You don't want to miss this one. And my little headset situation is, I don't know if it's the sweat like tape, but it's not holding up anymore.
Oh, your hat's not working. It seems
No.
like falling off a little bit.
And I just, like, yeah, it's not sitting anymore.
Shaking your head like a dog there, Jaden. Oh, and the headset's off. The headset is off, folks. He's switching everything up.
It's all better.
He's back. Don't worry.
It's too hot out here. You need sun protection as a lifeguard. Sun protection is one of the biggest things people need, Tate, and nobody really understands it. So, of course, I'm going to wear a hat. I'm going to take every chance I get to stay safe. And they will stick with Cole Burge, one of their best hitters for the Huskies. Bases loaded. Time to shine. Ooh. And still warming up for Biltmeier. So that is a super strong inside ball. Third pitcher for Basha, if you haven't tuned into the previous innings. And same spot, same result, 2 balls now for Berge. And you don't want to give up a guaranteed run here with a walk. Oh, that one a strike, although it's a little generous if you ask me.
And 3 times in a row, same exact spot. I just don't understand what's happening right now.
See if Biltmeier can figure it out. This one, and back-to-back strikes, but all of his pitches are leaning inside, Tate. Berge, oh, bounces, oh, and a big miss at first base. And now Hamilton makes the play and an even bigger miss at home. Grant Smith loses it. And now Hamilton ties it up on the double error play.
And that could be a different type of double play there if there was no error. Get the out at first, get the out at home. Would have been huge for the Bears, but instead, not even an out on that one. Instead, a run for the Huskies.
And so far, Boston Keller's hit in every inning except the second. This is now his 5th appearance at the plate tonight. Tate, we thought it would get to 100. Well, good news, it's dropped drastically. We're down to 93 degrees from 95. I know that you're already feeling it. And that one, pop fly into center field. Does Campbell make the play? Yes, he does. But Hamilton going for it at home. And they call him safe. That was close, Smith.
It was pretty close, and that's one that Basha has been able to do this game, those close tag outs, but that one doesn't come in their favor. Instead, Hamilton will take another lead here in the top of the 6th inning.
The Huskies' 2nd lead of the night. And as the teams readjust, Jalen Payne. Strike 1 on Payne. Great framing from Smith. And I feel like we said, Biltmeier, he's warming up still a little bit. He's shaking it out, and he's going to slowly, which, you know, isn't the best thing at the end of a game, but he's slowly going to get more into it. Swing and a miss, 2 strikes now for Payne.
Yeah, and that's 2 in a row, 2 great strikes. He really is warming up and getting more involved into this game as it goes on.
Ooh, fast pitch and an even better hit. But Basha makes the play in that right field, and that will end the top of the 6th. Great play there from the Basha Bears. Paxton Koch making the slide and catch. As now we'll move into the bottom of the 6th. Basha Bears down by 1. The score currently, as we just said, is 7-6. We'll be back in a second. And as we get ready for the bottom of the 6th, Basha, they've been in the lead the majority of the game, but the Huskies seem to take it whenever it matters most. Now, as we are nearing the end of the game, they're going to have to get back on top fast. Jaden Rick and Tate Fitzpatrick, we appreciate you tuning in to coverage of high school baseball here today. Once again, stay tuned for our podcast with Just Chili releasing at 8 p.m. tonight, right here on the Basha Bear Network channel, hosted by myself and Gavin Wilson, and hopefully soon to be Tate Fitzpatrick. He gets a little shy in front of the camera, though, so it's been a struggle to get him to do the podcast. You know, he's a busy guy. And Tate, I know we talked earlier, if you guys weren't watching, that was an inside ball on Coke. Tate was sweating missiles earlier, bullets, whatever you want to call it. He sweat probably at least 5 pounds. And the temperature dropped 2 degrees, and suddenly Tate's all better. A 1-1 count for Coke.
I guess it's 85 and above. I'm sweating a lot. Anything under than that, I'm perfectly fine.
Garcia, low pitch. 2-1 count for Coke. Ooh, and that one hits him. There comes the walk. Or not. And they're saying that he might have swung at that.
Well, it looks like he kind of pulled the bat back there, so he never really fully swung, but...
But then again, if you're kind of recoiling from a ball coming right at you, I mean, what else is there to do, right? I mean, that's a natural kind of like flinch if a ball going 80 miles an hour comes straight towards you.
I mean, he did the Jaden strategy there, too, though. It looked like he kind of leaned into it, right?
Yeah.
Tried to go for the walk.
I'm not sure what that means, but... And he's not going to get the walk. All right, he's got to use that anger here. And a foul ball. Might not be the way he wanted to, but he's not done yet. That one outside. 3-2 count. He may end up getting that walk anyways. You just had to put in a little extra work, as if getting hit by a ball going 80 isn't enough. Oh, and he gets hit again. Yeah, take that walk with pride.
You should get 2 bases there, I think.
A double walk?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a controversial call to not give him that in the first place, but yeah, there's a life lesson there. So many life lessons today, Tate.
You say this every time, but you haven't yet told me one life lesson that you were saying.
It's not for me to tell, it's for you to learn.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
Life lesson right there.
Okay.
Rowan Gilbreth stepping up. No outs. Coke on first, and he'll tip that one up into the fence. And Garcia's been at the mound a long time. No switches in sight, it seems like right now for him. Basha, tons of potential. You can see a third baseman sneaking up for the bunt. And that one's missed, and now we're going to see Coke steal second. Gilbreth played it perfectly, you know, anticipating, the miss from Hamilton's catcher, Noah Burge. Now a runner on second. Gilbreth still wants that bunt. that one inside, but a strike, that is okay.
Looked a little bit inside to me.
That
but
looked way inside. I digress. Well, let's see if Gilbreth can make something happen now. 2 outs. Excuse me, 2 strikes. They're just making Coke dive for it. Tire him out. See, it's a strategy. And that one is high. Gilbreth gets a ball finally. Garcia taking his time, trying to keep an eye on Coke. And swing and a miss. There goes Gilbreth, out number 1 for the Basha Bears. Still a runner on second.
Bears coming into the bottom of the 6th, down 1. If they want to keep this game in their grasp, they got to at least get 1 run here. They've been in the lead all game long. Going into the 7th, they need to at least have a tie ball game.
Well, and if you were to ask me, Jaden Campbell might be your guy to at least get a run here. Campbell winds up past shortstop, and they got to be careful not to make this a double. Oh, on the ground, and he almost had it for a second. Coke spins around, which does prevent that double, right? He allowed Jaden to get over to first, but still now 2 outs, down by 1. Comes down to Grant Smith. He had a big miss on defense here in the top of the 6th. Tate, what does that mean for him now that he gets a chance with the bat?
Well, I think he's personally going to take it out on this ball right here and smack it all the way into left field, but we'll see what happens. Maybe he gets in his head, but hopefully if you're a Basha fan, he hits this one out of the park.
We get Campbell at first, and he was pretty far off there. Smith, foul ball. I'll take that one home. Bears down 1. Huge change from being down 10 yesterday and losing by mercy rule. Again, going for Campbell. Hamilton wants the easy out. 1 strike right now for Smith. Both teams, they're just anticipating the leadoff every single pitch. That one inside. 1-1. And Tate Garcia's longevity this game's been pretty good. I mean, we haven't seen some out-of-control pitches yet. Obviously, you have the one-off every once in a while. That one close as ever. Campbell fighting to get back to first. Smith gets a little power on it, but not enough. Oh, and an error at first. Smith's going to take it to second, and Campbell's going to play it safe at third. A monumental mistake from the Hamilton Huskies to keep the Basha Bears' dream alive here in the bottom of the 6th.
And the momentum's giving this shift, back to Basha. Right there, that error. One that Basha had not last inning, at the top of this inning. And now that's huge for them. Second and third base, huge. We'll see if they can bring him home now.
Clayton Cooper, still 2 outs, but now a runner on second and third. And that's going to change how you approach this hit. A little foul ball bunt. It's a big moment for Cooper right now, Tate.
It really is. He has a chance to put his team up against this hard-hitting Hamilton team.
And now it's dropped another 2 degrees. They're down to 91, Tate.
Oh, I'm feeling good now, Jaden.
High one. I'll give him the ball. And so you said you didn't really care about a night game. That would be starting in like 45 minutes. Wouldn't that be nice, Tate? He shook his head, yes. He's just afraid to admit that I'm right. Another ball there. Garcia winds up. Cooper takes a whack, and it's going to stay in. Can they catch it? Yes, they will, and that's a brutal way to end this bottom of the sixth as Clayton Cooper hits the pop fly foul ball. And now at the top of the seventh, Hamilton is going to try and run it up.
Well, for Basha, the good news is you made it to the seventh inning against Hamilton, something they didn't do last week, so that's good. But the bad news is down 1, you were winning the entire game except for that small point in the fourth inning. But you have to get your momentum back. You have to get a quick out, maybe 2 quick outs right at the thing.
Well, and Tate, why is it so important to get this momentum back? Oh, and we're back on camera. Jaden Rick and Tate Fitzpatrick. I mean, can I copyright this right here, this setup?
I got to get
all
one
right.
of those
Look,
hats.
style doesn't come easy for everyone. I get it. You know, I'll be the best dressed out here, and that's fine. You know.
I got to get one of those
Not
hats.
only am I best dressed, I'm not going to end up getting cancer one day. I'm nice. I'm shaded. I don't have any sun on me.
What about right here?
There's, I don't feel like I'm in the sun here.
Yeah, you're pretty. There's a lot of sun on you, Jaden. Yeah, I don't think you're telling the truth right there.
Well, top of the seventh upcoming. Once again, stay tuned. 8 p.m. tonight. Season 2, Episode 9 of Tabletop dropping with Just Chili. And if you want to hear something besides Table Talk be promoted, reach out to us to be a sponsor of the Basha Bear Network. Shout out to our producer today, Timothy Seal.
He's almost got hit by multiple balls today.
I know, I was
scared for him.
And a good start there for the Bears. Foul ball. defend ball, another ball. Foul ball. Oh, jeez. Big hit out to left field, and that should be a catch, and it is. First out here at the top of the 7th.
And for those who are wondering, the Jaden headset situation, he just took everything off again, putting it back on. The hat's going back on. Really shaded by the sun there, but.
Yeah, it tends to fall off. See, that's the only con of looking stylish, is sometimes it's hard to maintain.
Oh, okay.
And now 1 out for the Hamilton Huskies here. Basha trying to make this as quick as possible. Still down 1, and that one is super inside. What did you think, Tate? Was that one an inside ball?
I not just inside, like incredibly inside, Jaden.
That one out there. And Gonzalez still that designated hitter for Hamilton's original pitcher, Dean Thompson. Great pitch out to shortstop. Can they make the play? Yes, they can. 2 outs for the Basha Bears.
2 quick outs here. Get a third one.
Exactly. Can you get the third?
But that's something they've been doing great this game. Getting those 3 quick outs, not just 1, not just 2, that third one.
Of course, it's getting them before Hamilton can go up anymore, right? Up by 1. You don't want that lead to grow at all, especially when you only have 1 inning left to tie the game. High school games end in the 7th inning unless it's tied. Ball 1. Nobody on base, 2 outs. 1-1 for Sammy Garcia.
And Grant Smith back there just been framing the ball perfectly all day long. Yet another one, maybe a ball, but great framing makes it a strike.
That one, and once again, I mean, the framing there is beautiful. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And another foul ball. Quick one, out to shortstop. Here's the time to shine. Do they make the play? And they do on first. Those quick 3 outs. Hamilton still only up by 1. So now Tate, it all comes down to the bottom of the 7th. An 11-1 loss to the Hamilton Huskies yesterday. And now you're in the 7th inning, only down 1. Talk about making a completely different game against the same team.
I don't think either side, not either side, either team thought that they'd be in this scenario. Basha didn't think that it would be this close going into the 7th inning, and neither did Hamilton, quite frankly. And it's really just shows how you can have an off day and then the next day come back and play great.
Appreciate you all tuning in online as it starts to heat up here in Arizona. Our streams are going to be here for the next Thursday games for Basha baseball. So if you're watching this in the future after this was live and you decide that, hey, maybe this is going to be better than sitting out in the heat, we'll be back next Thursday against Chandler. And if you're a fan of softball, we'll be there Monday against the Horizon Huskies. bottom of the 7th. Good start for the Bears, ball 1. Up to bat right now, Parker Anderson. He got walked in the 5th, didn't have a chance in the 6th. 1-1. That one outside. And Garcia speeding up the pitches a little bit this time, Tate, and that's, they don't want Anderson to recover, right? They want to keep up the intensity. I want to foul, and Anderson just shouldn't have taken the swing.
Yeah, that one looked a little bit outside there. Would have been good for him to get a 3-1 count. Now he's stuck at 2-2. We'll see if this pitch is a strike or a ball.
Well, it's going to be one or the other.
It could be a foul, you know, which in the end is a strike.
And the Bears also want to break their 6-game losing streak. Swing and a miss, a strikeout at the plate. And now comes Ty Mitchie. Basha has 2 more outs to work with. Ball 1. Quick pitch. This one out to right field. They got to communicate, and that's 2 outs. In 2 batters, 2 outs. This is a big job here for Chase Chanley.
Basha's not in a good position right now. Down 1 with 1 out. I mean, it's going to take a miracle for them to get 2 runs here before they get out.
And you just got to focus on 1, right? Extend it past your regular innings. Get it to that 8th. And that one, it would have been the one if it had just been a little bit over to the right. Strike number 1. Chanley, back-to-back foul balls. I really could have grabbed that one.
It was pretty close to us. Yeah. If your hat didn't get in the way, maybe you could have got it.
Chanley, 2 strikes. This one over to shortstop, and they want to play it safe, but that's it. The Basha Bears fall 7 games in a row. They held the lead for most of this one against the Hamilton Huskies, but gave it up when they needed it most.
Is it over?
If you think positives, though, to go from 11-1 to 7-6, I mean, that's an improvement in itself.
It really is. But the thing that improved on most is that 11 runs, I feel like. They only allowed this Hamilton team to score 7, and yes, that's still a lot, but it only came in 2 of the innings. It was not spread out like last game. It was just a couple of errors that they allowed their runs on.
Which you also got to mention the offense, right? We were taking swings, and we noticed that against Castile last week was this hesitancy to actually take a crack at the ball. Today, Basha was swinging at everything, and it was great because all of the pitches that they were getting were hittable. There weren't a lot of switch-ups. They were all pretty consistent, and I think that that's what gave them that chance. They just, once again, once they get runners on base, they struggle to bring them home. 7-6, you're not happy with a loss. Never for the Basha Bears, but it's a much better loss than what we saw yesterday, and I think for Basha moving forward, you live and you learn. And I think if they continue to play like this, sometimes it's going to go your way. If they start swinging more, they're going to score more. And as obvious as that sounds, that's what they need to do.
Yeah, and if they played like they did the first 4 innings where they had those 6 points, it will be a great rest of the season for them, and I can't wait to see them play more.
Well, that is all for today. Once again, Basha falls, losing 7 in a row. You were watching high school baseball live here on the Basha Bear Network. Jaden Ricken, Tate Fitzpatrick. We appreciate you tuning in. We will see you guys next Monday for Bash vs. Horizon Softball.